Good morning. Welcome to 90% Knitting. This is episode 297. Show notes. I'm Lisa, your host, also known as Fibernymph, across pretty much all of social media, any place that you might want to find me. And I'm also the dyer behind Fibernymph Dye Works, bringing you self-striping yarn since 2011. I don't know where that came from, but it's accurate. So, what else? Yeah, hi, welcome. If you are new here, thank you so much for checking the podcast out. And if you are coming back, thanks for coming back another week. We are in a new location, clearly. It's pouring down rain today. The forecast is basically rain, 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 and more rain all day long. It is very dreary, very dark, and even though the porch room, which is actually right over there, so you're usually looking in this way, through the French doors, the porch room probably has a little brighter natural light today still, but it's dreary and dark, and I just couldn't get it to work right. And because there's skylights out there, the rain was very, very loud, and it was making that room quite loud. And since we're already having sound issues, apparently, I didn't want to compound them with rain. So we are at my dining room table. We're going to just pretend like everything's okay, and we're going to move forward because I need this to be sort of an abbreviated episode. Did I already mention I'm running on very little sleep? I don't remember. I've started this a few times now, so I don't remember what I've already said. The last 2 weeks have been insane. And I still have a couple more days of insanity. And then Monday morning, today's Friday, so Saturday, Sunday, Monday. By Monday at this time, my life is going to be so different. Just in the standpoint that it will be calmer. All of my crazy heavy deadlines will be over for the year. And I'm so looking forward to that. But until then, I'm running on a lot of caffeine, very little sleep, and apparently shopping. Online shopping is what gets me through times like this. Some people stress eat, I stress shop, apparently, if the shipping notifications popping into my mailbox are any indication. But anyway, let's move on. Hey, look, I'm wearing a knitted thing. This is my Francis Revisited pullover, which I'll stand up. You're not gonna, oh, boobs. Okay. Yeah, that's really all you're gonna see. It's a pullover with it's supposed to be a cowl. I kind of made it so that it's a little more like a turtleneck. No, actually this is more like a cowl. Sorry, I'm mixing up my necklines. I knit this back in March of 2015, I think 15. I knit it like in less than a month, which is absolutely unheard of for me in a sweater. This is knit out of Nashua Woolly Stripes yarn, which I had purchased way back when I worked at the yarn shop, you know, like 10 years ago. And I had it in my stash, and I remember I saw this sweater someplace, and I'm like, I have to have that sweater now. And I did. I literally like knit it in like 3 weeks, I think. I put extensive pattern notes on my project page as far as how I modified it and what I did, because I did make some modifications. But in general, I really love it. I don't think I've ever... Well, I won't say I've never worn it, but I don't think I've ever worn it for an entire day because it is very, very warm. This Woolly Stripes yarn is just super warm. But it's nice, and it's chilly in here today because of the rain. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to wear this. It's pretty, and I love the colors. I think the colorway was called Tartan, Tartan. So, yeah, so that's what I'm wearing, and it is nice and cozy. It's not a super, super soft wool. Like it's not a merino kind of wool, it just says wool, but it is not like an Icelandic wool kind of prickly either, so it's fine. Unless you have a really low tolerance to any type of prickle, I think you'd probably be okay with this for a sweater. Okay, let's get going. As I said, I need to make this an abbreviated episode because I've got a lot of work to get done today, but the main things I wanted to be able to talk to you about today is why I'm recording is because we're almost into the double digits of November, and I still have all of the September, October KAL winners to announce, so I'm going to be announcing those today. I've got the winner of the Atop the Tree drawing to announce as well. And then I've got shop news of a timely nature that I needed to get out to you as well. So those are the main reasons I definitely needed to podcast today. I'm not going to show you any whips, but I will show you some finished objects, because even though life's been insane, you know, you have to still knit occasionally. And most of what I've knit are samples. 2 of them will be at my show coming up on Sunday, Indie Knit and Spin, which will be here in Pittsburgh. And one of them was a sample. I was basically testing some yarn that's going to be in my shop soon, a new yarn. So I will go through each of these one by one and show them to you. So let's start. Oh, you know what? I'm looking at my show notes now and I'm realizing I never finished updating them other than the very beginning of the notes. Oh, well, this is going to be fun. Okay. We'll just ignore the notes because they're not going to help me. Wow. Okay, my first finished object that I will show you. I'm going to start by showing you a hat. See, this is a hat. Wow. Okay, this is just a plain vanilla hat, nothing special. I did make it a little slouchy by increasing stitches after the ribbing. But what was fun about this, and this was my experiment to make it a sample, was I held together my DK weight base, which is my Bonafide base, my Superwash Merino Bonafide base. I held that along with a strand of the Fluff lace weight, which is the Kid Silk, the Kid Mohair and Silk base. See, okay, get that right, Lisa. Yeah, so I held those 2 strands together for the hat, and I just love the effect because, do I have it here? I don't know where it is. Hold on a second. I'm going to stand up. Oh, you can see our mess back here. Okay. Here I am. I'll hide the mess. So this is what the yarn looks like. You know, it's just a self-striping yarn, and then here's the fluff, which is fluffy. But when you hold the 2 together, you get this great marled look because you can see the silk strand. Obviously, that's the whitish color. This is actually in the Wisp colorway, and this is the Harlequin colorway. And then the whole self-striping, you know, it's very bold in the yarn, but it just softens. The marling softens it, and then the fuzziness of the Kid Mohair just makes it so soft. I love it. It's beautiful and it's very warm. Oh my goodness. Anyway, and then I also held both together for the pom-pom, which I just thought was so much fun. So I'm going to have both of these bases at my show, and I wanted to have a sample because, you know, I think a lot of times people look at this and say, well, I'm not making anything super fancy, and I'm not making a sweater because there's all those sweaters that are being knit, you know, holding this together with another yarn. But I've never seen anything just sort of fun and whimsical like a self-striping hat being held together double with this. So I really wanted to play with that, and I love how it turned out. I have the details of it on the project page in Ravelry because, again, it's just sort of a plain vanilla hat. I knit this on US 7s. Usually I would use 5s or 6s for the Bonafide base, but because I was holding the other strand with it, I knew I was going to want to go up a needle size, so I did 7s. I could have done the ribbing on 6s and then gone up to 7s, but I was lazy and I didn't. And my pom-pom is really kind of raggedy. But anyway, yeah, so I did about I cast on 88 stitches. I did about 2 inches of 2x2 rib, and then I switched over to stockinette, and then in the first round of stockinette I increased 12 stitches for a total of 100, which gives it that extra room and makes it a little slouchy. Not super slouchy, but a little slouchy. And you know, I kept trying it on, and when I got to a point where I thought, okay, it would be tall enough and I can begin my decreases, I started doing decreases. I did 5 paired sets of SSKs and knit 2 togethers. So there's just 5 decrease spots with those paired together until I got down to 10 stitches, and then I, you know, ran the tail through it, cinched it up, and wove in my ends, and then I made a pom-pom. So yay, fun, fun. I love it. So that's my first finished object, and that will be at the show. So if you're going to be at Indie Knit and Spin, you'll get to see the soft, fluffy, stripy hat. The other item that you will see at Indie Knit and Spin is this item, which is a kippah. Sarah, if I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. My friend Sarah Jordan, who is PA Knitwit, designed this in response to the really horrible events that happened at Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh a couple weeks ago. And she's selling this pattern. It's called To Life, T-O Life. She's selling it for $1 on Ravelry. And all of the proceeds, the entire dollar, including the fees that she has to pay, are all being donated to Tree of Life to help rebuild their community after that event. Anyway, I've been wanting to find a way to tangibly help in that as well, because it's, you know, there were a lot of events going on right after that, prayer vigils and things down in Pittsburgh that I was not able to attend because I'm up here in the mountains and it's just a little too far for me to be able to go to do that. But whenever I saw that she had created this pattern, and I knew I was going to be vending at Indie Knit and Spin this Sunday, I approached her and I said, hey, how about if I dye up a bunch of mini skeins, and if you want to donate the pattern codes to me, we could sell them, or have them as a donation item at the show. So that's what I'm going to have there. There's going to be, I have 50 mini skeins ready to go, and I have them in a whole bunch of different colors. They're not specific colorways. They're just, I kind of did them randomly, just had fun with them. And so if you're at the show and you make a donation of $1 or more, you will get one of the mini skeins of your choice along with Sarah's pattern. And all of the profits from that, all of the proceeds from that, I will be giving to Sarah so that she can also donate those to Tree of Life. If you're not going to be at the show and you would still like to make that contribution, go to Ravelry, look for To Life, T-O-L-I-F-E. The pattern is $1. Purchase the pattern, even if you are not Jewish and you have no use for this, to wear this, or anyone that you know, you could always knit one and donate it to a synagogue near you, I suppose. That's what Sarah suggests. Or, you know, even if you never use the pattern, the $1 is going to a good cause. So, yeah. Anyway, so this will be at the show. It was very fun to knit up. You know, you're knitting back and forth. There's segments. There's 6 like wedges that come together, and it was very meditative actually to knit this. And I realized that I can easily mess up garter stitch, which is also kind of crazy. But yeah, a lot of garter stitch and short rows, and it took, I think I used 48 yards of yarn, so you can just do it with leftover sock yarn. Anyway, so I just wanted to let you know, not only to show you this as a finished object, but I wanted to let you know about Sarah's pattern and her fundraiser, and the fact that we'll be doing this fundraiser at the Indie Knit and Spin show on Sunday. Okay, third project is a pair of mitts. My third finished object. I'll put them on to show you. These mitts were designed by Sarah Pomegranate, who is Sarah Bauer, who is Sarah Pomegranate from the Yarns at Yinhu. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I can't talk today. I need sleep. Anyway, these are called the Humblebee mitts. Aren't they cute? It uses this slip stitch motif, creates these little bees. And they were so much fun to knit up. I know they look like they're almost 2 different colors, but they aren't. That's just kind of the light. What I will tell you about these is the reason I knit these up, aside from the fact I wanted to knit this pattern. She also has the Humblebee sock pattern, which I also have. I just have not made the socks yet. But I wanted to knit these mitts up because this base, this yarn base, is a new base that I'm going to be carrying in my shop soon. I have a whole big box of it sitting downstairs. And it is a new base to the shop that I had custom milled specifically for Fibernymph Dye Works. I have not officially introduced it yet. I have given you little sneak peeks of these mitts on the Fibernymph Dye Works Instagram account and hinted about it, but I haven't really given many specifics. I will just tell you this is non-superwash wool. It's been a long time since I've carried any non-superwash in the shop. I've never been able to find a good base that I really, really liked. When I first started the shop, I carried two. I had a sport weight and then I had a worsted weight. And the sport weight I liked. It was just hard to acquire, and so I ended up letting go of that one. And then the worsted weight, I liked having the worsted weight, but I was never able to find one that I really liked, that dyed well, that was consistent, that was of good quality. I went through 3 different versions of non-superwash worsted back in the day. It was my Elemental base, and then there was Elemental 2.0, then there was Elemental 3.0, and then finally there was just no more Elemental because I was tired of fighting with it. So that's what led me to seek out a mill and to work with a mill to come up with a custom blend. This is a Romney Falkland blend, which is unique, I think. And I will tell you more about it when I'm ready to introduce it to the shop. But I'm very happy with it. And this again is a DK weight base. I don't know if I said that actually. I also am having it milled in a fingering weight base. Same blend. I'm super excited about it. I can't wait to show it to you guys. And I'm optimistic that I'll be able to do that in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for more information about that from the shop. But in the meantime, these are the Humblebee mitts, and I would highly recommend them. I knit them exactly as Sarah had the pattern written, except I left off. There should be one more single bee motif up here. I left that off just because they were already long enough on me. I don't have particularly long fingers, and so if I would have put another bee motif, my little pinky finger would have been completely covered, and didn't want that. So otherwise, I knit it completely as written. She's got this cool little detail on the thumb gusset here, this little, it almost looks like an upside down acorn. That's what it makes me think of. Anyway, this little pearl motif there. So anyway, I was really happy with the pattern. It was a lot of fun. It is charted, like the bee motif is charted, but the way she has her pattern written, it's written kind of in a table format. I just followed the written instructions in the table and had no problems. It's actually a fairly intuitive motif. Once you get do it once, you know what you're doing. So I didn't really even have to look at it a whole lot, except to know where to put the thumb gusset in and how to do that. So yeah, that was it. Let's move on to the KALs. That was one of the other important things I wanted to be able to talk about today. We had 3 KALs, or alongs, that went on through September and October, and obviously they're over now. Thank you to everybody who participated in them. They were a lot of fun, even though I was, towards the end, not able to really participate in any of them. I felt kind of bad about that, but again, life happens and you roll with it. You make do. I think making do might be the name of this podcast today. Anyway, we had the combo spin along, we had the finish that sweater along, and then we had the Halloween KAL. So I'm going to, I've done random number generator for each of those chatter threads, and I have one winner for each one of those alongs. So I'm going to announce the winners and show you the prizes. I'm going to do this a little differently than I usually do, just because there were 3 alongs and the combo spin along is kind of different than the other spin along or the other along. So we're going to start with that one. The combo spin along was actually the one that had the least participation, which isn't surprising because it was a fairly specified type of spinning along. But there were 24 posts in there, and a bunch of them were mine. So there were, you know, a few other people that participated in that along chatter. I did random number generator, and RNG pulled number 5. Post number 5 was by Sarah, who is PA Nitwit. And it's not really a surprise because Sarah always participates in our spinning events, and she's a fabulous spinner as well as a fabulous designer. So Sarah, congratulations, and you have your choice of 2 like way back in the vault Fibernymph Dye Works fibers. I'm not sure if you were in either of these or in this club, because these are both from the same club. I did the Spin Challenge Fiber Club back in 2014, which each shipment of fiber went out with a spinning challenge that was like technique oriented basically. So yeah, I had these in my stash and I thought I would offer them up. So Sarah, you get to pick from this one, which was the March of 2014 installment. It's called Emergence. It's 4 ounces of BFL Tussa silk in 4 different colors. And I believe the challenge for this month was like blending. If you really want, I could probably find a little challenge insert that goes with them. So that's one choice, or the other choice was the May 2014 installment, which is, the colorway is Sunset at Peters Point, and it's on 100% Wensleydale. So a long staple fiber. So, and I don't remember what the challenge was for this one, to tell you the truth. I'd have to look it up. Anyway, Sarah, let me know which one you would like, and I will get that to you. So congratulations. Okay, so now we have the Finish That Sweater Along and the Halloween Cal. And the prizes for those are going to come from the same pool of prizes. So each of the winners, please PM me with your choice of which item you would like. And obviously, as always, first come, first serve on that. But they are... if you remember last summer, I did the Summer Shenanigans Mini Club, and I have some extras left over from each of the months of that. So that's what these prizes are. I've got June, which was the Road Trippin' collection. And this is, I only have this on Bounce. The other 2 months I have on either Bounce or Bedazzled. So that was... let's see, that one was June. This is July, which was Staycation was the theme of this one. And the front gives you an explanation of each of the colorways and how it fits into the theme. That was a lot of fun to do. And then lastly, August is upside down. What did I end up naming this one? I don't know that I gave this one a specific name, but it was basically enjoying the outdoors. So it's kind of got a woodsy kind of color feel to it, almost autumnal, like kind of early autumn kind of feel. And I have this one both on Bounce and Bedazzled as well. So the next 2 Cal winners. Tell me which one of those you would like, and your first, give me like your top 2 choices since there's 2 of you, and then I will get that out to you. Okay, so for the Finish That Sweater Along, which there were 102 posts, the first one was mine. I did the random number generator, and it chose post number 26, who was by Kathy Ann, who is Kathy. Congratulations, Kathy. She knit a beautiful campsite cardi in that Cal. So Kathy, let me know which one of those mini sets you would like, and I will get that out to you. Send me your full name and mailing address also, even though I'm sure I probably have it somewhere. It would be easier if you just send it to me. Okay, so that's the Finish That Sweater Along. And then lastly, the Halloween Cal. That was the one that had the most participation with 109 posts. So I did random number generator for that as well. And I got post number 40, who is Nicole S., who is Nicole. And she made a pair of socks that she was calling the bonfire socks, but she's apparently also writing it up as a pattern, which they'll be called Marquetry, Marquetry, I believe. And then I was looking on her pattern page, and she's designed a few different sets of really cool pattern, sock patterns, sets of patterns. Patterns for pairs of socks. I can't talk today, I'm so sorry. Check out her patterns, they're really neat. So anyway, Nicole, congratulations. Please let me know which set of minis you would like. Give me your top 2 choices along with your full name and mailing address, and I will get that out to you as well. And I am looking forward to seeing that pattern because I really think those socks looked super cool. Yeah, I would encourage you guys to go look at her patterns. Anyway, let's move along. The November-December KAL, which is the one for you, one for me KAL. I'm not sure what I was thinking when I put together the rules for this KAL. I'm trying to get to the page where I have these things. Okay, so when I first introduced this KAL on the last podcast, I said that the projects had to be started after the beginning of the KAL. I'm changing that because the more I thought about it, I thought people are not like, a lot of people aren't like me. A lot of you have probably already started your holiday and your gift knitting or crafting, and I don't want to penalize you for that. So if you already have a work in progress, as long as it's, we'll say, less than 50% finished. If it's over 50% finished, it won't count. But if it's less than 50% finished at the beginning of, as of November 1st, we'll let that count. So you can use that as one of your projects. Yes, I think that was the only thing I was going to change. Oh no, the other thing, wait. Oh yeah, the other I'm sorry, so disorganized. The other thing I was going to mention is I had originally said that if you make both of your projects entirely out of Fibernymph Dye Works yarn or fiber, you can post it twice. I'm going to change that to if you use Fibernymph Dye Works yarn or fiber for any part of either of those projects, you can post it twice. Again, I just feel like that's more fair since this is sort of, I announced this like right at the beginning of it and it didn't really give people time to plan. So I feel like that's maybe a little bit more fair. Okay, so there we have it. Again, that discussion board is over in the Fibernymph Dye Works group. I do not think I have, no, I do not have the finished object thread up yet, but I will start that soon. I'm sorry, I didn't do that already. I will start a finished object thread. So that's the November, December along. One for you, one for me. Everything else about that's the same. Each entry has to be 2 items, one that you've knit for somebody else, one that you've knit for yourself or your household's use. Okay. If you have questions about that, feel free to post them in that thread or PM me or something, because I know that seemed kind of convoluted and weird. Okay. Next up, we have another drawing, which is the Atop the Tree pattern collection, which was graciously donated to us by the designer, who is Amanda Cole. So thank you again, Amanda, for donating this collection. Let's see, we had 22 posts in that thread. First one was mine, so I did random number generator, and it picked, oh, I didn't write down which post it was, darn it. Do I still have it up? Number 15. I believe it's number 15. Let me verify. Yes, number 15, V Shaw 7, who is Vicky. You are the winner of that collection. So yay, congratulations. I will let Amanda know that you're the winner, and I will make sure that she gets that gifted to you. And I hope you enjoy that. And the prompt that I put in was, what is your favorite winter accessory to knit and or wear? And Vicky said her favorite cold weather accessory to wear and knit are fingerless mitts. And I agree, I love doing fingerless mitts. And hats. Hats I love too, but mitts are fun. You might want to try the Humblebee mitts too. Alrighty. So that is that. What else? What else was I going to talk about? I think that's everything in the 90% section. I've told you about the corrections to the current KAL. Yeah, I'm gonna skip pretty much 10% this week, only because there hasn't been a lot of 10%. There's been a lot of work. It's been like all work and no play for the most part, aside from what little bit of knitting that I could eke out. Yeah, my husband and I do have a concert to go to tomorrow night, though, which will be nice. It's our little, the folk music series that go to every year. One of the concerts tomorrow night. I don't even know who it is, to tell you the truth, but it'll just be nice to get out a little bit. And then Sunday morning we have to drive all the way back to Pittsburgh to go vend at Indie Knit and Spin. All right, so let's get into some shop news. All right, first of all, if you pre-ordered one of the Merry Month of Minis collections, which is my holiday countdown set for this year, they are all out in my car right now, all packaged up and ready to go to the post office, and that's where I'm going to be heading as soon as I'm finished recording. So they are on their way to you. I had so much fun putting those together. They're a lot of work, but they are very rewarding to me to put together because I know they're going to bring you guys joy. And that makes it feel just like kind of like a gift. I know you paid for it, so it's not really a gift, but like I don't know. I'm not going to keep going because I know what I want to say in my head, but it's not going to get there. I enjoy putting those together so that you can enjoy a month full of opening some little thing every day, and hopefully it will bring you pleasure. Yeah, that's all I'll say about it. Feel free to post about those on social media because I would love to see what you make with your yarn or your fiber, whichever one you got. I do have some extra sets. Oh, I will say if you open them ahead of the dates, you know, they're numbered 1 through 31, like to correspond with the dates in December. You can use them however you want. You don't have to do those dates, and you can do them in starting as soon as you get it if you want. But if you do it before those dates, please put like a little spoiler warning ahead of any social media posts, just in case, you know, people who are wanting to open them on the traditionally planned kind of way of using it don't get spoiled if they don't want to. That's just my simple little request. Most people do that anyway, so anyway, probably didn't even need to mention it. Oh my gosh, I was going to say something else and now I don't remember what. Oh, I have some extras. Oh gosh. I ended up with one extra fiber set and 5 extra yarn sets, the yarn mini sets. I will put those in the shop. By the time this goes up, I'll have that up in the shop. What I will tell you though is 4 of the yarn sets are going to be priced like a couple dollars less than the other one. Only because I ended up, there are extras included in this year's mini collection, and one of the extras, I apparently only ordered exactly the number that I knew I needed based on pre-orders, which is weird because I almost always order like a few extras just in case, you know, and I didn't do that with that one. So that's why there are 4 that have a different extra in place of that extra, and it's not the same kind of extra, and it's not the same like value by a couple of dollars. So that's why I'm just changing the price of those by a couple bucks. But anyway, those will be in the shop. They're ready to ship. So if you didn't get one in pre-order and you would like one, you have that last chance. Yeah. Okay, I think that's all I needed to say about that. I already told you about the fundraiser, the pattern and mini skein fundraiser that I'll be doing at Indie Knit and Spin. Indie Knit and Spin is Sunday, which is the 11th, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. It's being held at the Ace Hotel in the East Liberty neighborhood of Pittsburgh, which is in the East End. Same location it was at in the spring. Really great location. It's nice. We're all in one big area together, all the vendors, which made it a lot of fun. I really hope to see you there. I will say, aside from being busy these past couple of weeks, my back also decided to go out, my lower back. And I had most of last week, I was in a lot of pain and I could not stand, like literally stand up to dye for more than a couple of hours at a time without being in excruciating pain. I already had a lot of my show inventory dyed, thankfully, but there was some stuff that I didn't have dyed because I needed to wind striping patterns, and they are just not going to happen. So I do apologize ahead of time that there are some things that I will not have as much of as I normally would have. Most notably inversible sets. I have some, just not very many, not nearly as many as I would usually have at a show. So I apologize for that, but there was nothing I could do about it with my back, and that was even taking a lot of Aleve and some prescription painkillers. It just wasn't happening. And I may not have sock blanks at this show. Unless I can manage to pull some out today, they're not going to be there. Sorry. But anyway, I do have a ton of other stuff, and I'm really excited about everything that I'm bringing, and I hope to see you guys there. Lots of self-striping. I've got some of my winter colorways. I've got some bulky weight because it's that time of year. What else? I've got a lot of the kid mohair and silk yarn. Yeah, I've got a lot of other stuff. So please stop by the booth if you're going to be there. I'm really looking forward to the event. As I've said before, Indie Knit and Spin is probably my favorite event to vend every year. I just love it so much. Let's see. I will have a shop update. Yes, I know my battery's running low. Thank you for reminding me. My laptop. I will be having a shop update the next Friday. So let's see, the show is on the 11th. So November 16th, I will be having a shop update, regular time, 6 p.m. Eastern. That will be like show inventory that I'll be putting into the shop. Then on Saturday, November 24th, which is the day after United States Thanksgiving, right? Yeah. I will be doing a shop update that day, which is Small Business Saturday, I believe. And that will have a lot of my holiday colorways in it. So if you're looking for holiday yarn, that will be the update to hit for that one. So, what else? Sorry. Again, just sort of disorganized here. The other thing that I can't wait to actually do, I've had to put it off because the last couple of months have just been crazy. But I do have a new club coming, and I will have the information about that the next podcast. It will be a self-striping yarn club, and I am really excited about the theme. I hope you will be too. But I will talk to you about that next time. But I just wanted to let you know that it is coming. It is coming. I think I've hinted at it for a while, and I've never gotten to tell you. So, okay, that's everything. I'm going to go because, number one, I need to get to the post office and take all those Merry Month of Mini shipments up there to get them on their way to you guys. And then I need to go down into the basement to my studio and bang out one last day's worth of dyeing for Indie Knit and Spin. It's fiber today. I'm dyeing fiber for the most part. Fiber and a little bit of yarn, but mostly fiber today. So anyway, and I have a lot of rescanning to do. Yeah, and that'll be tomorrow too. It's just like, yeah, like I said, Sunday will be relaxing. I'll be at the show. It'll be great. Even if it's super busy, which I hope it is, that'll be way more relaxing than all the work I've been doing the last couple of weeks. Especially because I hurt. It's rainy. My joints hurt today. My joints hurt if I don't get enough sleep, but rain also makes my joints hurt. So it's like a double whammy today. I'm just not feeling good. Oh, and I'm tired. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm whining at you now, so it's probably a good time for me to say goodbye. Anyway, I hope I see you at Indie Knit and Spin on Sunday. If you're in the Pittsburgh area, please come. Otherwise, I will talk to you next week. It may not even be a full week before I record again, just since I didn't get to show you a lot of stuff that I had to talk about. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, take care. I hope you're staying warm and dry wherever you're at, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.